In this lesson, you'll learn 3 beautiful ways to play silver bells. We'll start with an easy strumming pattern and then move into 2 finger-picking patterns. You can use any of the 3 patterns to play through the entire song, or you can alternate between patterns. Throughout this lesson, you'll find the chords, lyrics, and patterns on screen. And you can download all of this as a PDF from my Patreon page, along with my songbook covering all of the songs that I've shared in my tutorials. You'll find the link down below to my Patreon page. After the tutorial, stick around for a play-along where I'll play through the entire song, both with and without lyrics, and you can play and sing along with me. If you're new to my channel, then welcome. I'm Lara. I'm a musician, a composer, and a ukulele teacher. I hope that you enjoy my teaching style and have fun exploring my tutorials and arrangements. In this lesson, I'm playing a tenor with low G tuning. If you have a high G on your instrument, you can follow this entire lesson. Just keep in mind that the patterns will sound a bit different on your instrument, particularly the finger-picking patterns, because your 4th string is 1 octave higher than mine. Now let's start by taking a look at the chords in this song and how to play them. If you're already familiar with these chords, then skip ahead to our first pattern. Our first chord is G. I'm playing G with my index and middle fingers on the 2nd fret of strings 3 and 1, and my ring finger on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string. Our next chord is G7. For this chord, I'm also playing the 2nd fret of strings 3 and 1, but this time with my middle and ring fingers. And here I'm playing the 1st fret of the 2nd string with my index finger. Our next chord is C, playing the 3rd fret of the 1st string. Now you may want to use your pinky or your ring finger to play this chord. In this song, we go from C to D7, and also from C to A minor. So for both of these transitions, I find it a bit easier to use my pinky, but you can also use your ring finger if you prefer. Our next chord is D7. I'm playing D7 with my index and middle fingers on the 2nd fret of strings 4 and 2. And then our final chord is A minor, which is the 2nd fret of the 4th string. I'm using my index finger to play this chord because then it's easy to move into our D7 chord, placing down my middle finger. So we have an easy transition starting from C to A minor to D7. Now we're moving into our first pattern, which is an easy strumming pattern. Let's take a close look at how to play this pattern and how to apply it to our first verse. Here's our first pattern played on a C chord. The strumming here is down, up, down, down. The rhythm is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. On the up strum, you may only catch the first couple of strings. And that's okay, it's not necessary to catch all 4 strings on the up strum. If you'd like, you can play an arpeggio or a broken chord for the first and final down strums. So here's how this would sound. Now let's apply this pattern to verse 1. We're starting on our G chord, and we'll play the first 3 beats on G. Then we'll move to our G7 chord for the final down strum in the pattern, and the final 3 beats. Then we'll go to our C chord for 1 full pattern. So counting out line 1 looks like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In line 2, we're going to our D7 chord for one full pattern. Then we're going to split the next pattern between G and D7. In line 3, we're going back to our G chord, and we'll split our first pattern between G and G7, just like we did in line 1. Then we're going to split the next pattern between C and A minor. So here's the count for line 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In line 4, we'll go to our D7 chord for one full pattern. And then we'll split our final pattern between G and D7. Now before I sing through verse 1, I want to mention the introduction to this song. We're going to play a nice, short, simple introduction, starting on our G chord. We'll split our pattern between G and C, and then we'll split it one more time between G and D7. Now here's the introduction through verse 1. City sidewalks, busy sidewalks, dressed in holiday style. In the air there's a feeling of Christmas. Children laughing, people passing, meeting smile after smile. And on every street corner you'll hear. Now that we've applied our strumming pattern to the first verse, let's look at how to apply it to the chorus. For the first line of the chorus, we'll play one full pattern on G and then one full pattern on C. In line 2, we'll play a full pattern on D7, and then we'll split our pattern between G and D7 at the end of line 2. Line 3 is played the same way as line 1. And then in line 4, we'll play one full pattern on D7 and one full pattern on G. Now adding in the lyrics to the chorus. Silver bells, silver bells, it's Christmas time in the city. Ring-a-ling, hear them ring, soon it will be Christmas Day. If you're enjoying this lesson, please give this video a thumbs up, and I'd love to hear your comments down below. Now we've come to our second pattern, which is the first of our 2 finger picking patterns. You can apply this pattern to the entire song, just like the other 2 patterns. Let's take a look at how to play this pattern and how to apply it to our second verse. Here's our second pattern, played slowly on a C chord. I'm starting on the 4th string with my thumb, then the 3rd string with my index finger, then I'm picking strings 1 and 2 together with my middle and ring fingers, then back to the 3rd string, 4th string, 3rd string, and finishing with strings 1 and 2 together. The rhythm of this pattern is 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Bringing this pattern up to the tempo of this song will sound like this. Let's apply the second pattern to our second verse. Starting on our G chord, we'll play the first 3 beats, or the first half of the pattern, on G. Then we'll play the second half of the pattern, the final 3 beats, on G7. At the end of line 1, we're moving to our C chord for 1 full pattern. So adding in the count to this line looks like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In line 2, we'll go to our D7 chord for 1 full pattern. Then we'll split our pattern between G and D7. So adding in the count to line 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In line 3, we're going back to our G chord. We'll split our first pattern between G and G7. And then we'll split our next pattern between C and A minor. So adding in the count to line 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In line 4, we're going back to D7 for 1 full pattern. And then we'll split our next pattern between G and D7 to finish the verse. So adding in the count to line 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now adding in the lyrics to verse 2. Strings of streetlights, even stoplights, blink a bright red and green as the shoppers rush home with their treasures. Hear the snow crush, see the kids rush. This is Santa's big scene, and above all the bustle you'll hear. If you're feeling generous as we're moving into the holiday season and you'd like to support my channel, then see the video description for an easy way to buy me a coffee. Now we've come to our third and final pattern. This one really sounds like we're ringing bells. Let's take a look at this pattern and how to apply it to the chorus of the song. We'll look at the final chorus, which is 1 line longer than the first chorus. Here's our third pattern played slowly on a C chord. I'm starting by playing strings 1 and 4 together with my thumb and ring finger. Then I'm playing string 3 with my index finger, string 2 with my middle finger, and string 1 with my ring finger. Then I'm going back to string 3, 2, 4, 3, and I'm finishing with strings 1 and 2 together. The rhythm of this pattern is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and. Bringing this pattern up to the tempo of this song will sound like this. Now let's apply this pattern to our final chorus. We're starting on our G chord, and we'll play our full pattern once on G, then once on C. In line 2, we'll go to our D7 chord and play one full pattern. Then we'll split our next pattern between G and D7. So here's the count to line 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In line 3, we'll go back to our G chord for one full pattern, then once on C, and then for lines 4 and 5, we'll play one full pattern on D7, and then one full pattern on G. Note that we have one extra line here. Line 5 is a repeat of line 4, compared to our first chorus where we only had 4 lines. Now adding in the lyrics to the final chorus. Silver bells, silver bells, it's Christmas time in the city. Ring-a-ling, hear them ring, soon it will be Christmas Day. Soon it will be Christmas Day. Now we're moving into our play along. I'm going to play through the entire song twice. The first time will be with lyrics, so you can play and sing along with me. The second time will be instrumental only, so you can really hear how I alternate between patterns and move between chords. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. City sidewalks, busy sidewalks, dressed in holiday style. In the air there's a feeling of Christmas. Children laughing, people passing, meeting smile after smile. And on every street corner you'll hear silver bells, silver bells, it's Christmas time in the city. Ring-a-ling, hear them ring, soon it will be Christmas Day. Strings of streetlights, even stoplights, blink a bright red and green as the shoppers rush home with their treasures. Hear the snow crush, see the kids rush. This is Santa's big scene, and above all the bustle you'll hear silver bells, silver bells, it's Christmas time in the city. Ring-a-ling, hear them ring, soon it will be Christmas Day. Soon it will be Christmas Day. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. hope you've enjoyed learning 3 beautiful ways to play silver bells. Happy holidays, and thanks for watching. Ring